Hello and welcome to my craft room here in my 1902 farmhouse. My name is Alicia with Country Mama Musings. I'd like to invite you to join me today as we work on block 32 for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along, and this is the aligned cobble stitch. So let's get started on block 32. We're going to be using our size H crochet hook, and we will also be using color B, whatever you've determined to be color B for your Heirloom Afghan crochet along. Go ahead and grab that color. Mine is gray, so I've got my gray handy here, and let's go ahead and get started with the aligned cobble stitch. We're going to start with a chain of 26. So starting with your slip knot, however you choose to start your slip knot, go ahead and get one started and leave a nice long tail that you can sew in. Once your block is completed, you want to make sure you have enough to sew in so your blocks don't come undone. There's nothing worse than putting all this time and effort into a beautiful project and having a really short tail and having something come undone. Spare yourself the heartache. Don't do that. All right, so we're going to chain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24, 25, and 26. There we are. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to row 1. For row 1, we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So not counting the loop that's already on our hook. Here's our first chain from the hook. Here's our second chain from the hook. We're going to go ahead and just single crochet into that chain right there. There we go. And we're also going to single crochet in every chain across till the end. So just go ahead and single crochet in every stitch across. And I'll meet up with you at the end. Row 1 is simple, just nothing but a bunch of single crochets. When you get to the end, since we chained 26, we skipped 1, you should have 25 single crochet when you get to the end. I'll see you there. Okay, we're here to the end. Here's our very last chain. We're going to go ahead and place a single crochet right there. And there's row 1, 25 single crochet. Let's go ahead and move on to row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to single crochet in our very first single crochet, which will be right here. We're going to go into this stitch, making sure we get both the front loop and the back loop on our hook. Pull our yarn through and complete our single crochet. There we go. Now in our very next stitch, we're going to complete a treble crochet. So for our treble crochet, it's been a while since we've worked one on any of our blocks. We're going to yarn over twice, 1, 2. Go into the stitch, making sure we get both the front loop and the back loop onto our hook. Yarn over and pull our yarn back through. We have 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's 3. Hence the treble. Treble means 3. There's our 3 times that we worked on our stitch. That is our treble crochet. Going to our very next stitch, we're going to work a single crochet. Just like that, and it's going to make this little pop out. The stitch will pop. That treble will be pulled back down to the level of our row, and it's going to have these little, almost like a cobblestone effect when you think of a cobblestone little pathway or roadway. Okay, and that's what we're going to do all the way across. We're going to complete a single crochet and then a treble crochet. And then remember, you yarn over twice and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next stitch, we'll single crochet. And then in the next stitch, a treble crochet. In the next stitch, a single crochet. In the next stitch, a treble. Whoops, I almost did a double. Did you see that? It's kind of force of habit. So 1, 2 times over, then into our stitch and completing our treble crochet. There we go. almost messed up. Here's our single crochet. 1, 2, into the stitch, pull through. 1, 2, 3, there's our treble crochet. So we're just going to continue this sequence of single crochet, treble crochet to the end of our row, and I will meet up with you there. So we're coming here to the end of row 2. We've just completed a treble crochet. In our next stitch, a single crochet. In our next stitch, a treble crochet. And in our very last single crochet right here of row 1, for row 2 we're going to place a single crochet. So we started with a single crochet, we're ending with a single crochet. So let's take a look at row 2. Now as we finish row 2, you can see it's flat, right? But turn it over and look at all of the little bobbles that kind of stick out, all the little cobbles for our cobble stitch. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go on to row 3. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And all row 3 is we're going to single crochet in every stitch across. So being that we have 25 stitches, we're going to complete 25 single crochets. Right here is our first single crochet, so make sure you get that one, completing a single crochet. Then we've got our cobble, so make sure you go into the very top of that triple crochet, grabbing both the front and back loop of every stitch you work in, and work your single crochets all the way across to the end, keeping in mind when you get to the end you should have 25 single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and work this row of single crochet, and I'll meet up with you at the end of our row. Alright, we're here at the end of our row. I've just completed a single crochet in a single crochet. I'm going to place a single crochet in our last treble right there, and a single crochet in our last single crochet of the row. So there's row 3. Now you notice that this is curling a little bit. That's okay. As we work this pattern, that will straighten out a little bit. But here you can see the little cobbles, the little bumps on our block. I have a confession for you. This is actually my favorite pattern to use for cotton dishcloths. This is exactly what I use for my cotton dishcloths, and it gives these little knobbies on here that's really good for scrubbing. So to continue on for our block, what we're going to do is we're just going to repeat row 2 and row 3 for the pattern until our piece measures approximately 7 inches square, which we've been using for our blocks. Let's go ahead, let's work a little bit more on the next row, and then once I get you comfortable with working the single crochet, treble crochet, I will just go ahead and I will keep working until we're almost the size that we want, and then we'll meet up again. But let's go ahead, let's do row 2 one more time. For row 2 again, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet in our first single crochet right here, and then in our next stitch a treble crochet. In our next stitch a single crochet, and in our next stitch a treble crochet. Let's do one more sequence together. In the next stitch a single crochet, and in the next stitch a treble crochet. Let's see how that's looking on the other side of our work. You can see we've got all these little bobbles. Now if your bobble for the first row, they don't quite stick out enough, they'll start popping out as you work this. But you can see here we've got our first 2 little knobbies, our little cobbles, already popping through. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to continue this row, and then just continue row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3 until we get to the approximate size that we want, and I'll meet back up with you. Okay, I'm about halfway through with my block for my aligned cobble stitch, and I want you to focus on the word aligned. When you're working on your block, I want you to take a moment every once in a while. Lay your work flat, take a look at it, and make sure that your rows of cobbles, your little bumps, your little knobby things that I like to call them, make sure they're aligned. Okay, because if you're doing your stitches and for some reason you miss just one little stitch and things get off, then you're going to notice that they're going to be cattywampus. If they're cattywampus, you're going to have to take some of your work out or frog it, that it's called frogging, Do you know why it's called frogging? Because as you're ripping out your stitches to get where you need to be, it's rip it, rip it, rip it. Sounds like a frog. So while you're working on your block, just take a moment every once in a while, turn it over, make sure all of your little cobbles are aligned, and then continue on. I have several more rows to complete before I'm at the size that I need, and I will meet up with you there. Okay, I've completed several rows of 2 in row 3 for our block here for our block 32 aligned cobble stitch. Let's take a look and see how things are measuring up. I've got my block 19 here that I've been using as kind of a gauge. This one does not have the edging on it yet, so I like to use it for when I'm lining up my other work. And as I set this one on here, I see this one's darn near close. Look at that, really super close. But this works out perfectly. Do you know why? Let me explain. We started here with a row of single crochet. We want to end with a row of single crochet because then as we add our edging, which I'll put a link up above here, I'll put an iCard for the edging will have a row of single crochet all the way around. So if we stopped right here, we'd have one row of edging of single crochet, and then we'd have a row of edging of single crochet plus a beginning row of single crochet. Our block would look off. We want to try to make sure that we end the same way we start. So I'm going to finish off this block with just a row of single crochet, and then I will be done. I will be ready to do my edging. So having said that, let me go ahead and finish that up, and then I'll be right back. And there's our very last stitch of this block, except for the edging, of course. Okay, now when you get to this point, don't finish off because you're going to want to work round one of your edging in the same color as your square. So again, I'll put the iCard above or in the description as well so that you can have what you need for your edging. But isn't this a fun little block? I love all of these little knobbies, these little cobble stitches. Like I said, they work up perfectly for dishcloths, so keep that in mind for future projects for dishcloths. Okay, that's it for now. Only one thing left to do, and that's to get a little tag. Mark on your tag week 32 for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along. This is the aligned cobble stitch, and then go ahead and add this to your pile of blocks. We're halfway through, and I think this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful block for our Afghan. So until I see you again for our next block, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.